Good morning, y'all. Today is July 1st already. About to set up for the farmer's market, but it's still rainy, kind of stormy. It's actually going to blow through and get a little worse. The market's rain or shine, but I'm not going to set up right now. I'm just going to kind of wait and see what the coordinators say. Especially after last night or the end of last week's video where I almost got struck by lightning. I don't want to do that again, so we'll just kind of wait and see if this farmer's market happens or not. Just got the news that we are on a 1 hour delay, and then they're just going to make a call by 8:15. It's not supposed to get any better. I think it's supposed to clear up around noon today, and the market will be over by then. So not a great week for farmer's market. And the farmer's market was canceled, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off and do some other things today. The storm is over with. It is going to rain again a little later today, probably early evening, I'd imagine. So it's really nice. We're getting some good rain. The ground's good and damp, which I love. I'm gonna go ahead and get chores done. My arm is feeling it's a little swollen. I was actually kind of worried because I was getting a little bit of a red streak going up my arm, but I think I'll be all right. I'm not too terribly worried about it, but get these chickens moved. The humidity has really kicked up with all these storms and sun. It finally feels like summer in Indiana with the weather we've been having recently. The chickens didn't kick out all the hay that I put in their nesting boxes, but I think some wind blew water in there and it's just kind of wet. Made the eggs actually dirtier, so I honestly don't care if they kick it out now. I'm gonna go check out the garden. I got a lot of red tomatoes, so I'm gonna probably eat a bunch of them and then get out of the sun. I'm seeing a lot of little, just barely light orange coming on some of the tomatoes. Here's one, it's turning pretty good. That one might be done, and this one is, there's just a smidge of green on it. Not too much left. That one's looking pretty good. I've got a ton of cherries, and that's what I'm gonna pick right now. Quite a few cherry tomatoes out there. Unfortunately, with all the rain we've been getting, a lot of them have splits in them, maybe 25%, so that's a bit of a bummer. Today is July 2nd. I just picked a bunch more cherry tomatoes. Still a little too much water, so got some split ones, but overall, everything's looking pretty good. Got some really nice larger tomatoes starting to come on. Looking really nice. So that is awesome to see. Good morning, y'all. Today is July 3rd. My dad and I were actually working on a little electrical job together, and then I got a call saying the wool company was out here, which was a complete surprise because they didn't really give a day. They said potentially Monday or Tuesday, and here they are. So super excited to get this going. Well, while the guy's working on getting that into the barn, figure I'll go ahead and zip tie the pearl whites coop here because this whole side has blown off with all the wind we've had, so get a few more zip ties in. It's actually so strong that it broke the coop. This coop I had done metal twist ties on to make it stronger. I think actually the zip ties might be better so I don't tear the coop up. It's quite impressive. The pressure tank is in and on, so now let's flip some water on and see what it looks like. Good morning, y'all. Today is July 4th. I'm going to start the day by doing all the chores here at the smaller farm property. The Buffs and Marins, the chicks, and then I'm going to check on the cedar hive really quick just to see how they're doing with their 2 supers. Dust them all with powdered sugar and put them back together. After that, I'm going to run to my parents' coop, grab the one Americana that was scalped. I think it was a month or 2 ago now. She's looking pretty good. I'll give her one more look over. I haven't looked at it really close in a while. But the plan is to take her out to the larger farm property today, and then just gonna do some stuff out there. So the cedar hive looks fine. Their bottom boxes are good and full, a lot of bees in there. The top super, the very top one there, they haven't done anything with really. They've cleaned out that cedar super, the second box down, and that looks good, but they haven't really started packing anything else in there yet. But so far, so good with these guys. Mostly did a lot of cleaning out at the larger property. I didn't take the Americana out there because she still has one little spot on her head, and I don't want, you know, months of her healing to be ruined just by that little bit of not wanting to wait another week. So she should be good by then. But anyways, a lot of family and friends just hanging out. I had some people out there today, more people out tonight, so I just did a bunch of cleaning. Nothing that fancy. So anyways, I think everything's done for the day, so now just fireworks. Howdy y'all, today is July 6th. I'm planning on getting in the white hive later today to grab another honey super and harvest it. It's pretty toasty out, so I just wanted to check on these 2 chicken coops really quick to make sure they're all good with water. They're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and run out to my larger farm property now, do chores out there. My honey extractor, I left it out there, so gotta grab that, bring it back here so I can get some honey going. So I'm gonna start getting on it. So I actually could go ahead and get all the chores done here and even grab the honey super, but if y'all been following along, I have not had much luck getting in that white hive without getting stung. So I prefer to go most of the day feeling all right without bee stings. I did order some smoker pellets, but they're not gonna be here till Saturday. So I'm just gonna make up something. It's not too terribly wet out here. I have some shavings, and probably I'll get some leaves or something so it smokes good, but hopefully I won't get stung today. All right, let's see what we got in the garden. Got a few little yellow cherries, grab those. A few reds. Not too bad on the tomato harvest. Those are the first yellow ones I was picking. You can see we were getting so much rain there that they were really starting to crack and split. This one's not quite done, but I didn't really want the tomato plant wasting any more energy on this because it is pretty ugly. But still got some pretty nice ones in there. At least it's dried up now, so no more tomatoes are cracking anymore. So this candy cane pepper plant looks like it's struggling just a little bit, so I went ahead and just picked one. They say these get sweeter the longer you leave them on the plant. So once they turn red, they're pretty sweet. This obviously isn't quite there. It's totally fine to pick when they're green like this. I've never tried one, but they say there's actually a little bit of heat to them. So I'm gonna find out. It's not spicy at all. Not even a hint of spice to it. Okay, maybe a little bit in the aftertaste, but it's not, I wouldn't call it spicy. It's just tangy. It's not quite a banana pepper, but it's pretty similar, so it's pretty interesting. I actually have a ton of these. A lot of them are even bigger than this one was, so I might go ahead and pick a few. The bell peppers are doing really good. So there's my purple bell. The rest are still just green. Actually, I think this one is my green bell pepper plant. The others I had yellow, orange, and red. So I got a little bit of every color going. That one's just about done. I finally got this lilac in the ground. My mom bought it for me, a month or so ago. I love lilacs, they're my favorite, so she knew. So thank you, Mama. Glad to get it in the ground. I originally was planning on putting it back the corner of the barn, and I was kind of waiting on the well. And the more I thought about it, I think I just want it front and center. I have the other lilac over here on the left, so why not just have all the lilacs up front? All right, just about ready to get into the white hive and grab some honey. So I do have my smoker loaded up. I brought over some shavings from the other farm property. It's really about the driest thing I have at the moment that I think will light all right. And then I have some feed bags that are ripped up. And my matches are even kind of damp, so that doesn't help. I should probably just keep a lighter over here. But anyway, I really want to get a good smoke going because I typically get stung because there's so many bees in that hive, and as soon as you touch it, they just kind of come all out. So anyway, fingers crossed I don't get stung. I also did grab the drone comb, one of the drone combs out of the freezer. So it's been in there for a good long time. I'm gonna put that one in the cedar hive behind me here, and they're a really easy hive to work with, so I'm not worried about them. It's just grabbing honey from this white hive is proven difficult, so we'll see how it goes. So far so good. I've already done half, no stings. The bees reacted really well to the smoke. I was running out of fuel, so just came back to reload and then finish the other half. That honey harvest went really well. No stings. Bees reacted really well to the smoke. Super stress-free, so that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the cedar hive now and put the drone comb in. It should be warmed up. It was a little chilly yet, but feels pretty good now. I was in and out of that cedar hive in 5 minutes, dusted them all, put in the drone comb, took out the extra frame, and yeah, put them back together. They're super easy to work with. So they're good. Now let's go do some honey. All right, got everything cleaned, prepped, and ready to go. So I'm gonna take the frames of capped honey, use a spiky little roller to uncap it all, put it in the extractor, spin it around, fling all the honey out, flip the frame over, do the same thing so I get both sides. And then after that, I will take the frames back out to the beehive. That way the bees can start cleaning it up, give them something to do. And then come back in, filter, and bottle. Extracting is done. Now I'm putting the empty frames back in the hive for the bees to clean up. It's about 9:30. I wanted to be doing this around 8:30, just chores took a little longer today. No big deal. So I don't know if putting this back is gonna be better or worse than normal. It could be better because it's evening or almost night basically, and the bees might not be as active, or it could be terrible because all the bees are home for the day. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna light the smoker up. I'm literally just popping it, putting these in and leaving, nothing else. So it should be pretty quick. So the white hive is put back together it was actually pretty cool. I lifted that outer cover off and then the inner cover. When I lifted that up, there were a string of bees, not really a string, just massive cluster of bees all hanging on to that. It's kind of like what you'd imagine bats to do, you know, they hang upside down, and it was kind of like that, but just, you know, 10,000 bees. So that was pretty cool, but they're still pretty active. A lot of bees out, but they are done. I've tasted just a little here and there when I've been out working in the hive, but I haven't gotten a big spoonful yet. I don't like all the wax. That's what those white pieces are. I like just plain honey, not battling wax. But this is the first honey harvest where it's been completely the bees from this year. So they started this super from scratch. It was just blank foundation. They built the wax out and then they put the nectar in it and turned it into honey. The past honey super I did with these guys, they had some help from my hive last year. So the frames were already all drawn out, and I think they had a frame or two of honey in there, which gave them a nice boost. So the other day, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I've had a bunch of hoses that I got for my birthday a little while back. Finally able to use now that the water's all hooked up. But got one in here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a spigot inside and not use the one coming directly off the tank. Today I also got a water heater, and I think it'll fit back there. So we'll see, probably start that project tomorrow. Howdy y'all, today is July 7th. I'm bringing around some more chicken food real quick. This morning I was bottling the honey and, excuse me, chickens. Got, I think it was 23 pounds total, got it all bottled, so that's a good feeling. It's a really nice floral taste to it, so it's kind of similar to a batch I had last year that everybody loved. I love it. I can't specifically taste one plant, but it's definitely floral. I've already bothered that white hive enough yesterday grabbing honey, so I'm not going to get in there and bug them anymore. I checked their water, they're plenty fine. Over here in the cedar hive, I checked them yesterday, they look fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do the larger farm property beehive, the pure cedar hive, and see how they're doing today. So my dad and brother are here right now. My brother helped me with chicken chores, which was cool. We're gonna get some rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish with some weeding and fertilizing on all my plants out here. Probably won't get all of them done, but get quite a few of them done. I did a few yesterday, a couple rows, but also got some tape so I can start taping up some more if need be. I think my dad and brother are in there cutting some stuff. They might be working on putting a jack on the trailer because the jack that was on there kind of got messed up and it wasn't great to begin with, so got a new one, welded it on there, and it'll be a lot easier to work with. That's the second time one of their dogs has been over here. Actually, my dad caught one of them over here once before, but second time I've caught one over here. Actually, it was just on the 5th, a couple days ago. Had a friend over playing some games in the barn. Big old German Shepherd just walks in, and it happened to be one of their dogs. They've got a few dogs over there. When I hollered at her, because her dog was messing with my chickens, at least the dog went to her and left. Hopefully, they just get the dogs and keep them on their side of the property. I know they're not used to having people over here, so I've been giving them benefit of the doubt for a little while, but hopefully I don't have to take it any further other than maybe just going over there and talking to them if it gets to be more of an issue. But anyways, this is one of the black creme tomatoes that I started from seed in my closet a few months ago, so I love seeing them look this good. Also feels really good having some tomatoes on there, so I'm just giving them a little bit of fertilizer because it's gonna rain tomorrow. Get that good and watered in, and it'll keep on growing. doing some weeding on the cucumbers here, and I will say this was quite a big surprise. That's a decent sized cucumber right down there. Awesome to see.